Hello, my name is Michael Brown, and I have created a presentation that I'd like to present to you today about estate planning and estate administration. My name is Michael Brown. I have my own law firm called Law Office of Michael Brown. I'm based in Visalia, California, and my office is located right across from the Visalia Courthouse at 1809 West Main Street, Suite H. My email, michael@mbrownlaw.net. You can reach me, or my assistant's email, ceesh.williams@outlook.com. My my website and office number are there below also. So just a little bit about me. I've got about 12 years legal experience as a lawyer. I went to law school at the University of San Francisco, and I did my undergraduate studies in industrial engineering at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. And I actually worked at PG&E, and they sent me to law school and paid for my law school. And when I was done with that, I became a lawyer. I've got 14 years of experience in electric rates. There's basically three things that I do. One is estate planning and probate. Second is civil litigation, and the third is the specialized energy practice. But I enjoy doing estate planning and probate, and I'd love to help you out. And oops, my assistant is Ceesh Williams. She went to Fresno Pacific University. She works as a teacher and has 18 years of sales experience, and we've worked together for about 3 years. She's very she's very well trained in estate planning and probate. And when you contact my law office, you'll be dealing with her initially, most likely. So just a little bit about my practice. What is estate planning? Well, estate planning is defined as the process of organizing your assets and making legal arrangements to ensure that they're managed and distributed according to your wishes during your life in case of incapacity or after your passing. So what does this mean? If you were to have a stroke and become disabled and not be able to do anything, who would take care of you? How would your assets, what would happen to your assets? Who would make healthcare decisions for you? So while you're alive, if you're incapacitated, perhaps temporarily, maybe permanently, somebody needs to have access to your assets and be able to make healthcare decisions for you. And so plans need to be made for that, such as powers of attorney, etc. And in the case of you passing away, the main thing that you want to do is avoid probate, which is an expensive court process that could take hundreds of hours. It could cost tens of thousands of dollars. And um, if you were to pass away, that's the last thing that you want to do to your loved ones is leave them with a gigantic legal mess. So an estate plan avoids all that. So um, the process for creating a estate plan is first you need to identify your assets. I'll go into that in detail in a little bit. But you need to gather documents for your property. Like if you own a house, I need deeds to that. If you own rental properties, I need the deeds to all those. Bank accounts, I don't need like all the account numbers or anything, but need to know what financial institutions you have money at. I need what retirement plans that you have, any vehicles or other valuables. We need to identify everything that you have. Then we'll create a plan for what happens should you pass away. What would happen to your assets? The second thing you need to do, talk with your loved ones, because part of what I'm going to be asking you to do, if you get in trouble, who's going to make decisions for you, and those people need to know that they will be making decisions for you if something were to happen to you. So make sure you choose somebody that you really trust that's capable of doing what you want to do in case of death or incapacity. Um, and then once you're done with all of that, you need to schedule a plan uh, plan an appointment with me and my assistant. We'll gather some information from you. We'll schedule probably a 1 hour appointment, and then I will go to work on creating an estate plan for you. The last part of the process is what's called the signing ceremony. I create the plan for you, you'll look at all the documents and then approve them, and then I'll print them all out and we'll have a signing ceremony with a notary. People will want to know, how much does an estate plan cost? A basic estate plan for just a single person could be about $2,500. This would include a simple trust and maybe for a few assets and a will, a durable power of attorney, and just the basic things that a single person would want. And why would you want an estate plan? Well, from a cost comparison standpoint, without a living trust, your assets go through probate. So probate can cost anywhere from $6,000 to $20,000. This is money that could go to your family if you were to pass away. So it's a considerate thing to do is to have an estate plan. Your loved ones may spend 100 hours navigating the court system and dealing with things that they don't want to deal with in the event of your passing. Also, if you become incapacitated, your family may not be able to manage your finances or follow your wishes if you don't give them the ability to do so. So really, it helps you out. It helps everybody out to have an estate plan, and it saves money for everybody. It's a smart thing to do. Here's a list of, not everybody is the same, but a lot of these documents are included in estate plans. The most common estate planning tool that I see and that I create is what's called a living trust. A trust is basically functions like you think that a will would. A will, like you write out exactly what you want to happen to all your possessions should you pass away. A living trust does something similar. You put your house, you put your property into the living trust. If you were to pass away, then the trust owns all your property. Then there's nothing to go through probate with the court system. And so the probate is avoided and your property will be distributed how you would want it to be distributed. Uh, I may create property agreements between people, uh, create trust ID cards, certificates of trust to deal with certain trust assets. A lot of people don't know this, but I'll create a what's called a pour over will. So if anything's left out of the trust, uh, the pour over will would just whatever's left out of the trust, it just puts it into the trust. So if you forget an asset, there's a simple court procedure where I can go to the court and just get your asset into the trust rather than having to go through a full expensive probate. HIPAA, living will, advanced directives, et cetera, et cetera. I can go through these documents in detail with you if you were to call my office. There's probably 20 documents I deal with all the time. There's guardianship documents, irrevocable trust. There's a lot of different tools that I use to help people in planning for eventualities, but these are some of the most common ones. Probably the first thing that I'll do with almost every estate plan is identify what assets that you have. So you'll probably, I'll be asking you to identify what houses, what property that you own, real property, and get deeds to those properties. I can help you find them if you can't find them. I have access to um, systems that probably you don't have access to. I can get the documents that you need if you can't find them. But I'll ask you what you own, what bank accounts that you own, where you do banking, what the account numbers are, what the investment accounts that you have, what businesses that you own, what life insurance you have, what what pensions and other things that you have, what and if you have gold or guns or whatever you've got, money. The reason why I do this is to make a plan, and if you were to pass away, people need to know what there is. Otherwise, they may not find what assets that you have, and it might go to the government, for example, or a bank. Well, we don't want that to happen, so we want all your assets identified. So I will help you do that. Common questions I get: what is a revocable trust? Why do I need that? Can I just do a will? If you do a will, it's you're you don't really help anybody out. It's just going to create a mess, and the property is going to have to go through probate, and you're just not helping anybody out by just doing a will. If you try to do this on your own by going onto a website, you're not going to do it right. I guarantee it. Uh, Kind of the most tragic stories that I see are where I have to help people who tried to do trusts or wills on their own, and they just create a gigantic mess for everybody. Okay. Uh, Another common question I get: if I'm not wealthy, do I need an estate plan? If you own a house, you need an estate plan. Bottom line, if you have kids, you need an estate plan. If you own anything at all, you probably need an estate plan, but not an elaborate one. If you don't own hardly anything, I mean, maybe it's not worth it to do an estate plan, but that applies to not very many people. If you own things, you need an estate plan. Okay. These other questions that I get, I can go over if you have specific questions. But if you own property out of state, I can still help you manage that property out of state with a California estate plan. I get this question a lot. Life insurance doesn't go through probate, and so it doesn't go into your trust. But I need to plan for your life insurance so that there's not an unequal distribution amongst, like, say, your kids. If you list one and not the other, you don't want an unequal distribution, which is unintended. Okay, so I help you plan for everything, estate taxes, everything. Um, I'll just give you a real life scenario. If Jack and Jill are married, Jack owns his house in his own name, then gets married to Jill. They have two children. They have one joint bank account. Jill has old retirement accounts that don't list Jack before they have kids, and then Jack and Jill pass away. Well, this is a nightmare scenario because likely if Jack and Jill don't have a trust or property that's in joint tenancy, then there's going to have to be two separate legal proceedings, two separate probates in order for their kids, who may be under 18, to even get the property. There's no plan for the kids. There's no access to money for the kids. It's a gigantic mess. And we see this all the time because young couples, they don't have enough money, or they just don't have enough real world experience to know that they need an estate plan. And so an estate plan, saves everybody time and money. Another common scenario is where you have what's called the blended family. Let's say Justin and Jessica are recently married. It's a second marriage for both of them. They both have adult children from prior relationships. They've effectively combined their household, but kept their finances separate. Justin owns a house. He verbally tells Jessica he wanted her to stay in the house if something were to happen to him. If there's nothing in writing and there's no estate plan, that's not going to happen. You're just creating a huge mess. And even if you have the best of intentions, if you were to pass away, that it's not going to work out well. So you need to have an estate plan in a blended family situation. Last question I get is, if you have an estate plan, uh, or if you have a parent who has a trust and you're named as a trustee, and your parent passes away and you find out that you're a trustee, well, what do you do? How do you do the trust administration? What do you do? The bottom line is you need help. You need to, like, you need to bring in a trust to me. I will tell you what the trust says, what you're supposed to do, walk you through exactly how to administer the trust, get the tax documents right, get you an EIN number, get you to open up the right accounts, get you to do the right thing, set out the correct legal notices, and I will walk you through that. And I can walk you through the basics in about an hour. Uh, you just schedule an appointment with me. It's $250. And then I'll walk you through exactly what you need to do. It takes about an hour of your time, maybe a little bit longer. It just depends. And if you need me to help you do the trust, distribute the trust assets, I can. I could create a plan for that. And I do that all the time. And I'd be happy to help you out with that. Just come in with the trust and I will help you out. I can't go through every single question or every single eventuality, but just call our office if you want to do an estate plan, or if you need help with trust administration or probate. We are happy to help you out. We're based in Visalia and Tulare County, but we have cases all over California, and we can help you out. Call us for a free consultation. Thank you guys very much.